Alright, so I'm finished all the buildings and now I want to put a material parameter on them. So I basically want to add a command that allows me to apply a material to this in the project environment, so outside of this sketch mode. And in order to do that, I have to select all the forms that I want to add this parameter to. So I'm just going to come in, back out, and just window around all the forms that I made. Because I'm in sketch mode, it locks out all of the other bits of the model. And so when I do that, in the properties dialog box, I get a series of things that I can do. One is a material, so I could assign a material directly to them here by left clicking in the white right side of the white dialog box, but I don't want to do that because I'd have to come back in here to change it. I want to be able to access it more easily. So this little gray box allows us to associate a family parameter, a material parameter with this, and we can make it an instance or a type. So I'm going to click on this little gray box. And think of this as sort of adding a command option in the properties dialog box when we're in the regular project. So what I want to do is I want to add a new parameter, and I'll call it, form mat. So form material. So think of it as a container for the material. And I want to make that an instance because that'll come up in the properties dialog box. If I made it a type, I'd have to go to the edit type dialog box. So I'm just going to go to instance and click OK and click OK. Now I'm going to finish the model. And so I have all these forms and they're all in one selectable area. I can still sort of push and pull on them if I want to. But you'll notice that in the materials and finishes, I get form material by category, and I can then left click here and set this to, let's just make them white, to a material. Whoops, wait. So we'll just make it base white and click OK. And now we have sort of our buildings in here. And we can come in, and these just look too short, right? So this guy, I think, needs to be taller. I don't know, somewhere up there maybe. Maybe this one needs to be a little taller. So now we have that material, and every time we pick that, we can access the material here instead of having to go to edit in place, which is where we would need to go if we wanted to pick this, right? And you can see when I pick it that has a material parameter on it. Okay. Now, one more thing you could do is if you wanted some of them to be a different material, you could separate them out. So if I pick this and I go to edit in place, where I can access the model again, let's say these big guys, we wanted to be a slightly different color. So I could come in, click on that gray box, make a new material, and call it form mat 2. And we'll make it an instance and click OK and click OK, finish the model. And now if I pick this guy, I've got 2, and I can come in here and change. Let me do that again. So I've got 2 options, and I can come in here and pick this guy, and let's put we'll put the ethos on it, use render appearance, and click OK. So now we have 2 different materials, so you can start to divide things out and create unique commands for forms or ones that cover all of them. Okay. So when we come back, we'll look at moving these because I think they're floating maybe 6 inches above the topography, so we'll see how we can move those guys down.